This is a Decision 2018 special report, the first Congressional District Debate.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the beautiful Gallagher Blue Dorm Performing Arts Center here on the beautiful campus of the University of Northern Iowa in Cedar Falls. And welcome to the first debate between the two candidates for 1st District Congress here in Eastern Iowa. The incumbent Republican is Congressman Rod Blum. Democratic State Representative Abby Finkenauer. They are on the stage now, ready for tonight's debate. I'm KWWL anchor Ron Steele.
And I am KWWL anchor Abby Turpin. Ron and I will be serving as the moderators of tonight's debate. We have compiled the list of questions for the candidates, and we will also be including some questions submitted by our KWWL viewers.
Tonight's debate will go as follows, though we'd like to keep it informal as possible. Each candidate will have up to 90 seconds to deliver an introductory statement, followed by our questioning.
Both candidates will then have the opportunity to offer additional thoughts, a rebuttal for 30 seconds. Audience, we ask for you to save your applause for welcoming the candidates and then thanking them at the very end of tonight's debate. And so, let's begin. Please give a warm welcome to Congressman Rod Blum and Representative Abby Finkenauer. The person to answer the first question first tonight will be Congressman Blum. It is a question for both candidates. Research overwhelmingly shows that voting in Congress is as polarized as it has ever been, that the rates of Democrats and Republicans voting together on issues is at an all-time low. On what issues are you willing to reach out to the other party going forward? And please provide any examples when you have done so in the past. Congressman Blum, 60 seconds.
Yes, at our level in Congress, I agree with you, it's very polarizing. At my level in Congress, we get along.
You know, this is part of what's wrong with D.C. right now. You know, folks can't get together on some of the issues that we always held true in our state, very specifically that farm bill.
And you get the first answer to this question. You mentioned the farm bill really being allowed to expire earlier this week with little or no fanfare with all the media attention on the Supreme Court nominee. So, Congressman, what do you see as the main thing holding up the farm bill besides the SNAP program, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program? What else is there?
Yes, we passed the farm bill, as you're well aware, Ron, in the House. Farm bill, different farm bills passed.
And they have to just get it done. This is something, again, we've got to get serious about and take politics out of it and care about our families here in Iowa.
Congressman, rebuttal?
I couldn't agree more, Abby, about bipartisanship. However, I'm there. I know what it's like. And what we have is something called the resistance movement, the obstructionist movement.
Next question is for both candidates, and I'm going to keep the question simple because the subject is not, it's already been mentioned tonight. What needs to be done on immigration? Representative Finkenauer, 60 seconds.
Thank you. We desperately need a comprehensive immigration reform package.
Legal immigration, but you have to do it the right way.
Thank you. If I could actually offer a follow-up question here, because immigration is so top of mind to so many voters. Representative Finkenauer, you've mentioned we need border security a couple of times. Can you give me specifics as to what you would actually propose in Congress?
Yeah, you know, we need to start looking at technology and investing in manpower. That's what we have to do.
Ethics. Now, political ads and others have questioned the ethics of both of you in this campaign. So tonight I'd like to give both of you the opportunity to clear the air. You said really that this is not a big deal, that it doesn't matter, but to Iowans I think it does. You have said that it was an oversight that you failed to note a change of employment when you took a job as the Iowa director of Make It Work. Now, can you see where some people might view this nonprofit?
The second that I found there was a new way or a new requirement to be able to report that employment to the Iowa House, I did so. What we're dealing with Congressman Blum is very different here.
Contact with the Ethics Committee at all, the Committee of Ethics of the U.S. House of Representatives. What have you told them? If not, I would assume you want to tell them something. What will you tell them?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked as well, Ron. This is a $1,000 company. Started with a $700 investment from myself and $300 from the other.
On Monday of this week, the one-year anniversary of the Las Vegas massacre, President Trump said that a ban on bump stocks is coming, and also said his administration is working with Congress, quote, on both sides, on, quote, a lot of different things in regards to gun legislation. Could you elaborate and also explain your stance on gun control?
Yeah, I'm not sure what the president has in mind or what legislation is coming, so I can't.
Do you support Obamacare in its current form? What changes, if any, would you like to be made in Washington if you're elected to Congress?
Well, thank you. You know, this is something that is at top of mind for folks all across this district. Within the first couple of months of getting out there talking to folks, I met a woman who had oxygen, and she told me that if that AHCA bill would have passed the Senate that Congressman Blum voted for, that her doctor told her that she wasn't going to be able to afford her oxygen.
The Affordable Care Act was promised to us that the average family would save $2,500 a year on their health insurance premiums. The opposite occurred. It cost $2,500 a year on insurance.
We now want to turn to some viewer questions that were submitted within the past week. And this is a question from a retired Army veteran. Our military has been at war now for close to 2 decades. Every day we hear about cuts to VA programs, cuts in mental health programs. How will you expand and ensure timely care for veterans? Congressman Blum, it's your question first. 60
Yes,
seconds.
we have a president, President Trump, who cares deeply about our military and deeply about our veterans. One of the bills that I authored in our Veterans Administration.
Time. Thank you. Your response.
Well, thank you for this question. It's incredibly important. In fact, we just had a roundtable a couple of weeks ago here in Black Hawk County where we talked to veterans across this district about their concerns.
Representative Finkenauer, you will answer it first. In your opinion, should Judge Brett Kavanaugh be confirmed to the United States Supreme Court? Why or why not?
Look, the appointment to the U.S. Supreme Court is a lifetime appointment. These are folks that are charged with upholding our Constitution. And we better take those concerns seriously and take our time with it.
Congressman, crowd, please. 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 You were doing so well. You really were. Congressman, your turn.
First of all, I agree with my opponent that purported assault victims should be believed. They should have their day in court. It should be investigated.
I'd like to follow up just one real quick question about the race itself. Is this just a race between two people who have different philosophies and different parties that apparently aren't willing to work together, or is this a referendum on the first 2 years of President Donald Trump? Representative Finkenauer?
You know, thanks for bringing that up. I talked to a lot of folks who voted for President Trump. And, he walked around talking about investing in infrastructure, fixing health care. The problem is he just hasn't done any of it.
Congressman?
It's somewhat, of course, a referendum on the president. I support President Trump. I disagree with my opponent saying he hasn't done anything. I think in spite of a resistance movement, what he's accomplished has been nothing short of phenomenal.
Each candidate will now be given 2 minutes for their closing remarks. And based on a coin toss, the first to go will be Representative Finkenauer.
Washington has changed him. We deserve better. That's why I would love your support. And I'm going to work my tail off to bring common sense, decency, and respect back to Washington, D.C.
And I don't lick my finger and stick it in the political winds to figure out how to vote. If you send me back to Washington, I think we need to focus on immigration reform. We need to focus on health care reform. We need to keep this economy going. We need to focus on welfare reform. And we need to reform Congress with some of those bills of mine that I just mentioned. And thank you for the opportunity tonight.
Thank you. We have reached the end of our 60-minute debate, our hour debate. Thank you very much to Congressman Rob Blum, to State Representative Abby Finkenauer for their participation in this joint presentation between KWWL Television and the great University of Northern Iowa here in Cedar Falls. From the Gallagher Blue Dorn Performing Arts Center, thank you for watching. Have a great campaign, and good night, everyone.